What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning, guys. It's already episode 100. You see? Did you guys see that in the title? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I'm gonna have to start putting three-digit numbers when I number these things now. Pretty crazy. You know what that means? That means there's over 100 hours. There's probably closer to 200 hours of me just talking online. That's pretty crazy. My FBI agent's gonna have a lot of work to do, guys. I don't know what to tell him. I really don't know what to tell him. And then that song, I know that song is for After Dark, and not all of my viewers are from the Timcast Discord at this point. After Dark is a community show that's hosted on Timcast IRL. They have a Discord server. It's hosted on their Discord server. We have different hosts that alternate throughout the week. You guys should join the Timcast Discord and check that stuff out. It's really cool. I started recording it because we have a lot of really good conversations on there, especially even last night. We had a lot of really good conversations last night. And I didn't like them being lost to the ether. So I wanted to start live streaming them, at least when I do them. But we also have 3 other hosts. Well, technically 4 other hosts, but Fridays we don't do After Dark. We do a weekend kickoff. But yeah, so I wanted to start recording those because we have some really good conversations. I highly recommend you guys go check out the episode from last night. It had a little bit of everything. It had like some fighting, some screaming, some good conversation, civil conversation, some not so civil conversation. It had a little bit of everything. A lot of really great points were made. Some people didn't want people speaking and made attempts to make it so. But in the end, free speech won out. That's all that matters. In the end, free speech won out. Not everyone I have on my stages when I host After Dark I agree with, but I at least let them make their points. I at least let their, if they're wrong, let them show that they're wrong. That's how I thought that's what we stood for in this party, but evidently not everyone believes that. And if you guys want to go check that out, I highly recommend it. Really great show. It's almost 2 hours long. What's up, guys? Hello, everybody in the chat. Everyone piling in. What's up? I see Sick Shitty Gov. What's up, Rambo? Hey, Bach. I see Colton Settle. What's up, Colton? How you guys doing? When are you going to get a bigger desk, lol? Whenever I outgrow this one. Have I outgrown this one yet? I mean, technically, I do have a bigger desk. I guess I just have to fix the camera. Would this be better for you? Oh, that's the wrong one. This one? Is this better for you? If I sit like you want me to sit here like this? I don't have my, where's my logo? There we go. Okay, I got the logo. We're good. We're good. I don't have the goals or anything right here, though. Is this better for you? What's up? Can you make an AI hair metal song similar in style to Def Leppard or Steel Panther about America, women, guns, fishing, coolers, and being a patriot? Shitty Gov, DM me that prompt, and I'll see if I can make something for you. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the song at the beginning, because that's the new After Dark song. So I'm gonna be playing that when we do After Dark and stuff. We have quite a bit of news to get through. I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. I'm not as tired, and I don't need to use the bathroom. I did that prior. I woke up early and I used the bathroom prior. We're good to go. I wanted to make sure I was ready for episode 100, guys. I don't want to leave you guys lacking on episode 100 of Tyler Today Live. Holy, that still blows my mind. Still blows my mind. I should go back and watch the very first episode. That's what I should do. Maybe we could do that on Friday or something. I'll go back and we'll go react to my first episode, and I'll be like, holy crap, I'm retarded. I'll make some point and I'll be like, I don't believe that anymore. Or I'll say something and I won't have all the information yet, and I'll be like, oh, dog, you sweet summer child, just wait a few more months. No Hershey squirts today. No Hershey squirts today, thankfully. You know what it was? I think it was because I had a what is it? Orange chicken. Certain sauces will just get me right up. Get a job, hippie. Is my hair long enough to be considered a hippie yet? You know, some people call me a hippie, and then other people call me bald. So I'm starting to get conflicting information on this. I'd like some clarification in the chat. Am I a hippie or am I going bald? I would like we need to do a poll. Can someone start a poll? All right. Let's start it off. I'm wondering how this. I'm still trying to figure out this stuff for Rumble, because I'm supposed to do ads every month. I'm supposed to do 5 ads, and I don't know what it is, but the ads just like don't want to work when I do them. So I don't know if I'm like displaying them wrong or what's going on. So we're gonna try one right now. So we're gonna sit in my empty room. And then we're gonna pull out the ads, and then let's see what we have for the options for ads. Gotta wait. You forgot about apple pie, so probably not. Balding hippie. Okay. 100th episode. Free Caddis Sports coolers for all subscribers. I'm not affiliated with TTN or Rumble. If I had the money to do that, yes, I'd give every one of you $1. Damn, that's $800 though. Dude, you know there's like 850 of you now? Look at this. 850 guys up here. Well, my arm's getting cut off. But 850 of 854. 854. The goal for the year was to hit 500. The new goal now is to hit 1,000. But I'm still blown away by the support you guys give me. It's amazing. This stuff is just fun for me to do, and the fact that I have people that like me doing it is just amazing. Let's see what ads we got here though. What is this? Please follow the exact script. Okay, this is called Morning Kick. I don't know what this is. Let's find out what this is, guys. Okay. Well, hey, you. There's this video. It's from Chuck Norris. Yeah, it was insane. He's in the 80s, and he's saying it still feels like he's in the 50s. It was pretty shocking. He had some pretty cool tips on there, too, on what he's doing, including these 3 foods that he avoids like the plague. He explained all the things he was doing, and it was super simple. They're so easy, and you can do them right now at home. Or right at home. When I first saw this, I knew I had to share this with you all, since what happened to Chuck could also happen for you too. But with any new method, of course, your results can vary, but the video is definitely worth checking out. Watch this method now by clicking the link in chat or scanning the QR code on your screen. You won't believe how simple it is. Interesting. Well, I guess if you guys want to check out Chuck Norris's diet, you guys can check out the QR code. That's an interesting ad. I don't think I've seen anyone do that ad yet. Interesting. Well, hopefully that counts. Like I said, I'm trying to do it a different way. I don't know what's going on here. Why is there a loading symbol right here? Why is there a loading symbol next to me? Anyway, I want to jump to this story because I didn't get to this one yesterday because I was having I don't know what it is, but New York Post has really given me the business the past couple days. When I pull up multiple New York Post articles, it decides that it just doesn't want to work. So, I don't know. Tyler wants 1,000 followers. Nay, is owed 1,000 followers. We will make it happen or die trying. Tyler will get his 1,000 followers. Insert Brad Pitt Inglorious Bastards emote here. Sorry, Shitty Gov, I didn't do the ads yesterday. Wednesdays are way too busy for me. Thursdays, I'll do it today. I will do it. I promise, okay? I didn't say promise yesterday, so you can't hold me to it. I promise I will do it today. Ads are gay. Ads are gay, but I also have to do them in order to get my money from Rumble. And I like getting a little bit of change on the side from doing this, you know what I mean? But let's talk about this story. I want to try something too. If I click start recording on OBS, is this going to mess things up? Let's test it. All right, guys, we're going to start this story, and I'm going to hit start record. All right. We have this story from the New York Post, and I like I said, I can't pull up multiple stories from the New York Post, so there might be a couple stories I missed, but I sent them to my Discord, so I'll try to pull them up after I cycle this one out. But this reads here, New York City bodega workers fatally beat local nuisance, hit him with batons during deadly deli brawl. A pair of Brooklyn deli workers fatally beat a neighborhood nuisance and smacked him in the head with a baton during a deadly scuffle on Monday night. According to police and sources, Gary Hill, a 59-year-old Bushwick local with more than 24 busts on his rap sheet, clashed with 2 workers at Royal Deli and Grill shortly after 7 p.m. Monday and then ran home and died. Cops and sources said, wow, so he made it home and died? The deli workers, who have not been charged, were later taken into custody for questioning, but Bushwick locals told the Post that Hill was a known troublemaker in the neighborhood for years. Quote, if they had a petition to let deli workers out of jail, I would sign it, one area resident said. For years, we have been having problems with him. He and his brothers terrorize this neighborhood. I got nothing nice to say. It's just an effed up situation. Another area resident, who identified himself as Sammy, said Hill had been booted from the store before stealing. Quote, there's multiple altercations with this man. He told you not to come to the store to prevent problems. If a person is telling you not to come into their place of establishment where they do business, why are you still coming there? So you brought this upon yourself, he added. Nobody on this block wanted him to get killed. Records show that Hill was most recently charged with assault on July 25th after allegedly slugging the victim in the face and back on Knickerbocker Avenue, that's a name, and was released without bail. According to sources, Hill has been busted a total of 26 different times. On Monday, Hill allegedly got into a beef with the two deli workers, a 48-year-old man and a 37-year-old man, and he was struck in the head with a baton during the scuffle. He allegedly stumbled home to his Jefferson Street apartment where he collapsed, the sources said. Hill's brothers tried to revive him and call 911, and he was rushed to Elmhurst Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly after 8 p.m. The two suspects were then taken into custody at the 83rd Precinct, but later released without charges pending an autopsy on Hill, law enforcement sources said. Brooklyn prosecutors said the incident is under investigation. So before I read the rest of this, we're almost at the end. I have a few things to say about this. The reason I bring up this story, because obviously it's just some random story in New York. It's not national news, but there is a reason I bring it up. This is called self-defense, he added. Meanwhile, Hill's brothers disputed neighbors' claims about his local rep. Quote, that narrative that they're talking about my brother right now, like he was a thief, a robber, and like a thug, he definitely wasn't. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. He said Gary Hill came home with a gash on his head and collapsed, prompting him to call an ambulance, which he said did not arrive for half an hour. Wow. After cops were already there. My brother went through a lot. All these motherfuckers around here, this bullshit they're talking, that's not my brother. It's crazy because they're trying to make my brother out like he was a effing thug, and he wasn't a thug. Well, I'm sorry, dude. I get he's your family, but 26 different charges on your rap sheet, and then you're trying to steal from this business. I don't know, man. I feel for you. You lost a family member, but according to the reports and victim testimony, it says that it's all the brothers. He and his brothers terrorized this neighborhood. So for all we know, his brother could be involved in the terrorizing, right? But the reason I bring this story up, because it is an interesting story, right? Obviously, you should be able to defend yourself. Obviously, you should be able to defend your place of business. We don't want people to die, but what do you do when they refuse to leave and they're trying to steal from you? But the main reason I bring this up is this what's going to happen if cops aren't doing their job? Is this what we're going to start seeing? We're going to start seeing more of this if judges keep letting people out, if cops aren't able to arrest people and keep them in custody, if people aren't getting the sentences that they should be getting. Is this the kind of stuff we're going to see? This is called vigilantism. We the people, when we enact justice, that's vigilantism. So if the government and law enforcement aren't doing their job, then yes, the answer is yes. We will start seeing more stuff like this. We will start to see more attacks like Uriana Zarutska, who died on the subway after a man unprompted stabbed her in the neck multiple times. Well, we will see more of that. We will see more of this, of thieves getting beat to death because they were trying to steal. And it's unfortunate, but this is a result of inaction by our government and law enforcement, and particularly judges. I think the largest issue right now and today isn't law enforcement. Law enforcement has been so heavily scrutinized that any of them are afraid to do anything. The past, I'm pretty sure it's up now, but the past 6 years, they've been at all-time lows for recruitment. So cops have been scrutinized to the point where they're walking on eggshells. You know who's not walking on eggshells, though? Judges. Because judges can sit there and make rulings that are absolutely antithetical to what this country believes and antithetical to everything that we should be doing. They're actively aiding in the destruction of this country, and they see no repercussions as a result of it. They just sit there and they make rulings, and they're like, oh, what did you do? Oh, you violently stole from someone, and you say you'll do it again? All right, let them out. Let them out. And that's what's happening. It's ridiculous. What are you guys saying in the chat? You do you, Tyler. I'm just glad I'm not banned and can ish post in your chat. You're always welcome in the chat, Shitty Go. Sounds like his brothers will plan a revenge attack on that deli. I certainly hope not. If they are, if they are public nuisances, they're local nuisances, I would hope that this is a wake-up call for them. Yes, we will see more of this. I predict more assassinations and, what is this? General terror from the cultist. And that worries me, man. Midterms will be crazy. Yeah, I believe that. Besides the enforcement policy, there aren't enough cops on the streets. Midterms might flip a lot of seats. I certainly hope so with the certain events, all the different things that we've had going on recently. I certainly hope that that's the case, that we will be able to flip things around. But I don't know, man. I really don't know where we go from here. And I mean, I kind of know where we go from here, but it's one of those things that, like, I don't want to say, you know what I mean? Because, like, it doesn't go in a good direction. It doesn't go in a good direction. I saw a video of 2 female cops trying to subdue a not very big man, and he was just fighting, not cooperating, and they couldn't take a male bystander. It took a male bystander to do it. I think I've seen that video, Guido. I believe I have seen that video. And yeah, I mean, I have a issue with female law enforcement. If they're going to be on the force, they absolutely need to have a male walking around with them. Sorry, ladies, that's just a reality. Men are stronger than women, so if we get to a point where there's 2 cops wrestling a dude, good chance he's going to be able to fight you guys off, and I do not want him to get your weapon. It's just a safety thing. It's a safety thing. And Guido said, "Say it, Tyler. Civil War." That's kind of where that's what everyone's talking about, and everyone on the right is just begging on their hands and knees, their hands in front of them. Please, 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 don't do a civil war. Please, please, just have conversations with us. Have a debate. Prove us wrong. And they don't. They don't want to. They've moved past it. They've lost. They've lost, and they know they've lost, and that's why they resort to violence. Let's watch this video from this guy's brother, though. I want to see what he has to say.
And a gas right here in the back of his head. I'm like, yo, what happened? He said, yo, in the corner store jumping. In that store right there, they jumping. And like I said, my brother died with me right there. Come on. I thought it was done. Because I said, yo, he had a beef with this cat in the store right here. I said, yo, my brother would be alive right now if I'd been up. The 911 operator, I'm telling my brother passed out. I said, yo, send an ambulance. Oh, she was saying, yo, she wanted information on that. Yo, send an ambulance. I'm giving me the address, send an ambulance right now. Yo, the ambulance never came. The police showed up. And like I said, yo, I'm trying to save my brother. The police came, they took over for me. The ambulance came like 30 minutes later. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like I said, I want to know who that 911 operator was. That was like, you give me all this.
I know a lot of people get upset with 911 operators. They do seem a little insensitive in the moment. But you got to think about all the phone calls that they're getting. Some of them are fake. And then what they're doing, she probably, whoever he was speaking to on the 911 operator, and they probably did send an ambulance. They can't make the ambulance get there faster. They're not driving it. But the reason they sit there and ask you questions, they're trying to get as much information out of you in the moment as possible, because sometimes people forget. So they want in the moment, what's happening, what's going on, where's he at? Give us updates. That's what they're pushing for. They're like, give us as much information as possible, because it's all on a recorded line. So they are trying to get information from you, but I understand he's upset. And I also have a point. He said that he had beef with the deli that he thought was over. So he knows his brother had problems with his deli, is what it sounds like.
That's all she had to do was send an ambulance and guarantee my brother would be alive right now. If he didn't send an ambulance, my youngest brother. Like I said, yo, my middle brother died. But bro, I still got family, but between us and my mom's dead, my sister's dead. Yo, everybody's dead except for me. My brother was not like that. Yo. All these motherfuckers around here. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. Always. Never stole nothing. Come on. Like I said, yo, they got all these people around here talking about, yo, my brother's this, my brother's that. Nothing like that.
I mean, like I said, I feel for this guy, but reports are that your brother has quite the rap sheet, more than 24 different charges. And the deli said that they told him to leave, and he tried to steal, so they defended themselves in their business. I feel bad for you, dude. It's your brother, but you know, it is what it is. Not much else I could say there. Not much else I could say. Let me read your guys' chats though. Let's see. Saw a video. Okay, say it, Tyler. Civil War. They shot the one that wanted to have a conversation. I know they did. Civil War will be hell. I would rather not, but the left won't stop. Republicans need to grow a spine and start arresting the elites that broke the law, no matter who they are, and stop ignoring crime. Bach says, nothing will change unless the ones at the top are held responsible. Exactly. That's judges, politicians, senators, and even presidents. Talking about you, Obama. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to stop recording. Okay, I stopped recording so that now I should have this as like a separate video. So now when I go to edit later, I should be able to just cut it up. Anyway, that I'm just thinking to myself out loud here. What about Bush? Well, I was born in 2001. All right, guys. I don't know enough about Bush. I started paying attention to politics like towards the end of Obama, kind of, not really. I got more involved in 2016 when Trump was running because I loved the memes at the time. But you guys got to keep in mind, I was only like, 15? I was 15 when Trump first ran. So it's crazy to think about, man. Crazy to think about. I was 15 when Trump first ran. What about Bush? Let's see. I have other stories I wanted to pull up. Let's see. Let me go pull up the ones from Discord first, because those are the important ones. Let's see. I have a lot of stories today. We're gonna be going for a while today, guys. Make sure you hit that like, follow, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about news for a while. It's episode 100, guys. I'm so excited. So excited. Episode 100. Let me pull up another article from the New York Post. I thought this story was crazy. I wanted to read it, just because it was interesting to me. Again, not national news, but I mean, New York is just a crazy place. I don't know how it is that Florida got its reputation when New York is just so crazy. What about all these New York people? The Cheneys as well. Oh, of course the Cheneys. Tangent? Penitent? Tangent. What does penitent mean? Anyway, ADD's going off. All right. Let's talk about this story here. So this is another crazy story I wanted to bring up because it was like, what? I wanted to find out what was going on here. So here, let me click record. Another article from the New York Post. 95-year-old dementia patient arrested, charged with murder for beating fellow NYC nursing home patient to death. Dude, I don't know if she lost at bingo, got off her meds. I don't know what happened. A 95-year-old woman with dementia was arrested Tuesday, 2 days after she allegedly beat fellow Brooklyn nursing home resident to death with a metal wheelchair piece. Oh my God. Galina Smirnova was cuffed Tuesday afternoon for allegedly striking 89-year-old Holocaust survivor Nina Kravstov. Wow, she killed a Holocaust survivor? I mean, that just... It's bad to kill anybody. That just adds to it, though. You survived the Holocaust just to get beat by some 95-year-old lady in a nursing home? That's crazy. She was beat multiple times in the head when a feud erupted just after 10 p.m. Damn, and they're up late. What's going on at this nursing home, man? They're getting down. Sunday, inside the Seagate Rehabilitation and Nursing Center on Coney Island, according to authorities, Kravstov, found laying in bed with a bleeding head wound, was rushed to the NYU Brooklyn Hospital, where she was initially listed in critical condition, cops and sources had said. She later died from her injuries early Monday. I was devastated, her daughter Lucy Flom told the Post. My friends are saying they can't believe it because it only happens in movies. Flom said her mother was a Holocaust survivor who lived in Ukraine before moving to the United States and settling down in Brighton Beach with her husband, always sacrificing for others. She was 5 years old when she was in the ghetto. She had a big family, and she lost most of her family. And then this looks like the murder weapon. Wow, so that's like the little attachment you put to rest your feet on the wheelchair. Looks like that was the murder weapon. Kravtsov launched a nursing career in Ukraine where everybody loved her, and she was also a teen mom. She sacrificed a lot. She was a single mom. She had me when she was 18. She came here to give me a good education. She was a very dedicated mother. She was a nice lady. She was like many moms, very loving, caring, and devoted. Mom said her mother later remarried and gained a stepbrother and stepsister, and she gained a stepbrother and stepsister. She was a mom to all of us. We are just grieving. Smirnova was taken to Coney Island Hospital for both a physical and psychiatric evaluation after the deadly clash. Sources previously had said at the time of the incident, it was not clear if she would face charges since she is elderly and suffering from dementia. The nonagenarian has now been hit with murder and criminal possession of weapon charges, according to police. I mean, like, what happened? Like, what causes you to beat a fellow nursing home patient? Like, what happened? Grandma fell off her rocker, guys. Cheney's as well. He's still alive and needs to pay for 9/11. Rumsfeld is the only one so far that is scot-free. So that's in reference to the last segment talking about Bush and everyone else that should be held accountable in government. The other chick figured out the hooks. Well, look, how many? If you were to cook 6 million pizzas, how long would it take? Now, sorry, I like jokes, guys. Don't get offended. Dementia literally scoops the personality from your brain, and you're left with base instincts until, with time, that also gets scooped out. In my opinion, she is unfit to be on trial. Oh yeah, she isn't present. Dementia is awful. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thought too, right? Like, maybe she may not even remember doing this, depending on how far along her dementia is. But like, what do you do with a person like this, right? If they're at the point now where their dementia is causing them to go into violent rages, violent fits of rage. What do you do? Like, what is the course of action here? I mean, she's already 95 years old. I wouldn't imagine she lasts more than 10 years in prison at most. At most, like a few months, 6 months is pushing it. She's already well past the average age for life expectancy. So who knows? Who knows? I want to know what the cause of this fight was, but ultimately it could just be that she has dementia and got into a fit of rage. It's unfortunate. It really is. I work in a nursing home. The dementia folks aren't even close to who they used to be before the disease got them. They are literally walking or scooting around, mumbling to themselves. Yeah, it's really sad. Really sad. If I were the other people with a family member, I'd be getting my family member out of the nursing home if it has issues. My grandma has dementia. It's horrible. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. The person they once were is gone. The body and basic instincts is all that's left. So yeah, it could have just been dementia then. Unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. All right. I'm trying a new thing today, so I might get a little distracted here and there because I'm trying to click start recording to make it easier for me to make clips and stuff. Because normally I'll go through and I'll cut everything up. So I'm trying to get through the segments. Similar to how Tim Pool does it. You know, he'll do a little pause in between. That's for my editing purposes. Let's do another ad read because, like I was telling you guys, I'm trying to get this stuff to work. I only need one more to count for the month, and for some reason it's not counting. So I'm hoping this new layout today does count. We got the 1775 coffee ad. I know you guys like the 1775 coffee ad. Let's read that one. You guys still haven't tried 1775 coffee yet? Well, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard, the smooth, medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic, a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, a black 1775 tumbler, $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Guys, if you want to support Rumble and support me, use the links and use the promo code and stuff like that. All that good stuff. You want to support Rumble? Of course. Let's see. You guys saying, it's sad they don't know who you are when they get to later stages. It really is unfortunate. I have a rather large family, and we have some people with dementia as well. I have my one of my great grandmothers in particular. She's starting to have issues. I remember my grandma would be looking for her husband when she was standing right next to him. Wow. Yeah. Dementia's a terrible thing. Let's see. I do want to move on. We got a lot of news to cover today, guys. So much news for you guys. Let's see. I want to pull up. I have a couple stories from the Gateway Pundit that were giving me the business as well. Let's see. Yes. Let's talk about this. Because this is hilarious. You guys will find this funny. Guys, I know you would agree that I'm funnier than Jimmy Kimmel, right? I'm funnier than Jimmy Kimmel. I would hope that my audience thinks I'm funnier than Jimmy Kimmel, because you have to watch me instead of him now. So if you watch Jimmy Kimmel, I mean, I'm sorry, you're stuck with me now. You got to come watch me. But if you want more of the late night feel, the late night host making jokey jokes, but actually is funny, you want to go watch Joey Cannoli. Let's be real here. Joey Cannoli only on Rumble, guys. He's the true late night host that we should all be watching. But we have this from the New York Post. Jimmy Kimmel claims Charlie Kirk assassin is affiliated with MAGA, despite reports of being far left. Of course, you have more people repeating the lie that the shooter was somehow someone on the right, which, of course, he wasn't. He was not. ABC's Jimmy Kimmel insinuated Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin was a member of the MAGA gang while mocking President Donald Trump's response to his death during his show Monday night. The Jimmy Kimmel Live host brought up the matter during his monologue and claimed right-wing critics were hitting new lows, trying to frame the suspect, 22-year-old Utah native Tyler Robinson, as someone who wasn't MAGA. So that's Jimmy Kimmel saying that people on the right are trying to claim that he wasn't MAGA, but he wasn't. He wasn't MAGA. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Really, Kimmel? All the evidence suggests that he's not someone on the right. He went on to mock Trump's responses, criticizing the White House for flying U.S. flags at half-staff, and Trump for discussing ballroom construction when asked his thoughts days later. This is not how adults grieve the murder of somebody he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? Dude, he's the fucking president. He's the president. He really, honestly, like, for everyone criticizing Trump about mourning, think about what he's doing when he goes home, when he's not working, right? What would it look like to adversaries if the president of the United States was on camera bawling his eyes out? Weak. It would look weak. I don't care about all these people that are like, oh no, you should let your emotions go. You shouldn't be afraid to share your emotions. Dude, that does not matter on the world stage. You do not want our allies seeing us as weak. You do not want our adversaries seeing us as weak. You don't want that. So of course he's not going to look like he's sad. He's not going to put on this, he's going to be putting on this mask to make it look like he's not as sad as he is, because he doesn't want our enemies and other countries to look at him and be like, oh wow, look at that bitch crying. Especially when you have stuff like what's going on in Palestine, Gaza, we're bombing stuff in Venezuela, Ukraine, Russia, all these different wars going on, just to name a few. And Trump is supposed to sit there and bawl on camera when his friend dies. There's death going on all around the country. Just imagine the videos and pictures that Trump is being put in front of him. He's probably desensitized to this. So, Jimmy gonna be eating horse paste. Oof. Let's see. Kimmel's comments came one day after both FBI officials and Utah Governor Spencer Cox said that Robinson held a leftist ideology and was increasingly radicalized in recent years. Governor Spencer Cox isn't even, is he even a Republican? I don't even know if Spencer Cox is a Republican. Let's pull this up. See, and then it broke. See what I mean by New York Post keeps giving me the business. I don't know what it is. It's fine. But yeah, Spencer Cox, even if he is on the right, he tends to side with leftist a lot. And even Spencer Cox is saying that he had leftist ideology. So that should tell you everything you need to know. It's fairly obvious this was an ideologically motivated attack, FBI Director Dan Bongino told Fox News on Monday. A source familiar with the investigation has also told Fox News Digital that FBI is investigating leftist groups in Utah to see if they had any connection to the alleged shooter. On Tuesday, authorities released new details about Robinson during a press conference. Law enforcement revealed text messages between Robinson and his roommate and romantic partner, who is a transgender woman, otherwise known as a man. He is a male, identifying as a female. I had enough of his Kirk hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. Robinson messaged his roommate. Fox News Digital reached out to ABC for comment. After Kirk was shot and killed during a campus event at Utah University last week, Kimmel released a statement mourning the conservative activist. Instead of the angry finger pointing, can we just for one day agree that this is horrible, that it is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? Kimmel wrote on Instagram. On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and all of the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence. Kimmel previously blasted Trump's response to Kirk's death after he blamed leftist rhetoric for the shooting Thursday night. With all these terrible things happening, you would think that our president would at least make an attempt to bring us together, but he didn't. President Obama did, President Biden did, Presidents Bush and Clinton did, President Trump did not. Instead, he blamed Democrats for their rhetoric. Oh, are you talking about the same presidency that went after their political party and weaponized the federal government to designate over 90 different conservative organizations? They compiled them in a list known as Arctic Frost. I went on Thoughtcast with Jeff D yesterday. Really fun going on there, by the way. Thank you to Jeff for having me on. I was on there with Colt 45 as well. Good to meet Colt. I'll have to check out his stuff. But no, we talked about this. Under President Joe Biden, they compiled the list known as Arctic Frost of 93 different conservative organizations so that they can investigate them, spy on them, and look into things that they were doing far more than they would have been able to if they weren't on some kind of government list. And then you have President Obama, which now we know there was never at any point a peaceful transition of power, unlike this last term. Thank you, Joe Biden, for actually handing over the reins peacefully. It looked like he wanted to leave anyway. He was over it. His party wanted him out. He didn't want to be there. He didn't win. He wanted to get out. But Obama has already been proven to have started the Russia hoax. He was one of the main culprits in starting the whole Russia hoax, meaning that this whole the whole transition of power was on falsehoods. He was setting up the administration for failure. So talking about make an attempt to bring us together while you're literally ripping apart the next administration coming in. Sure. He added, the man who told the crowd of supporters that maybe the Second Amendment people should do something about Clinton, the man who said he wouldn't mind if someone shot through the fake news media, the man who unleashed a mob on the Capitol and said Liz Cheney should face 9 barrels shooting at her for supporting his opponent, blames the radical left for their rhetoric. Yeah, except none of these comments have ever happened. You're literally just lying. Donald Trump has never said that Liz Cheney should face 9 barrels shooting at her for supporting his opponent. And she has never said that. That's a direct call for violence, and that would be blasted all over the place. He did not unleash a mob on the Capitol. He told them to peacefully protest, and then he told them to go home once they got violent. The man who said he wouldn't mind if someone shot through the fake news media, I'd like to see the context of that, because I feel like you're taking that out of context if he even did say that verbatim. And then, let's see, the man who told the crowd of supporters that maybe the Second Amendment people should do something about Clinton, that's a call to violence. He never did that. You guys are the people that call for violence. He never made any of these comments. And feel free to prove me wrong. If someone's watching me in this video later, send me something on Twitter, send me something on Discord, comment in the below. Prove me wrong. He didn't say this shit. And if he did say this shit, Kimmel should have brought it up live on air. Obama also went after conservative Tea Party people via the IRS too. Exactly. So it's just funny. They'll sit there and say that it didn't happen from their side, but it's just wrong. Jimmy the Jew is working towards taking people's guns, and NBC or ABC, whoever he works for, is just trying to salvage their TV control by letting him go. it's still owned by the Jews. Well, funny you say that by YouTube. He actually has been fired. Jimmy Kimmel no longer works. He no longer works at ABC. So he was fired, and you know, a lot of people say he deserved it. I say he deserved it. I don't know about you guys, but I say he deserved it. Let me pull up this next one, because this is still related to Kimmel. Let's pull up this story. All right. Jimmy Kimmel reportedly effing livid after ABC pulling live as Trump cheers great news for America. Let's watch this clip from Kimmel. I want to see him cry. Turn it down a little bit. I don't want him too loud.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from.
Taking an involuntary hiatus. He was fired. ABC said it's pulling the comedian's show after comments made about Charlie Kirk. Kimmel, 57, facing backlash, said that the MAGA gang was trying to score political points on Kirk's murder. After the conservative activist was shot dead on the campus of Utah University on September 10th. Let's see. Nexstar Media Group, the major broadcast company that serves as a primary affiliate for ABC, confirmed that it would preempt Kimmel's program in the wake of his remarks. He's going to go to his he does a little thing on his show because he gets told live. Andrew Alford, the president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. Are they going to go to the part where he's actually talking? I wanted to hear him talk. Man, there's a clip of him reacting to it live. See if I could find it. Nope. Okay, well, that's the news. We don't need to go through the whole article. Let me move over to my other window. I want to find the video of him crying. Well, he wasn't actually crying, but he was complaining that he got fired. I want to see Jimmy Kimmel closing. Let's see. Why am I in all caps? Hello? Let's see. I see Jimmy Kimmel is back to trashing me today for speaking truth about the new pope. That was May 9th. Jimmy. Oh. Okay, yeah. What if I just do this? Jimmy. Trying to get the video. There was a video of him last night. Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel lied on national TV. Now he's being canceled. Actions have consequences. Is this the video or is this the same one that we saw? Let's see.
We hit some new lows over the weekend.
Yeah, that's the same one.
May I ask, sir, personally, my condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about a...
Is this even real? Is this clip even real? Let me put it up here. Because I've been trying to figure this out, and I've seen people claim that this clip isn't even real, that he dubbed over the question.
How are you?
Did he actually dub over this? What happened to freedom of speech? Their hero, our hero. Because I'm pretty sure he edited over it.
Weekend with the MAGA this.
Holding up over the last day and a half, sir.
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's
The clip is real, but he didn't hear the question. Is that what you're saying? Shitty Gov, Tim covered this and said Trump didn't hear the question. Interesting.
gonna be a beauty.
It's real AI.
He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
Okay. Well, you're also retarded. That's 2013. I was trying to find the clip of him last night. Jimmy Kimmel gets fired. Jimmy Kimmel faces calls to apologize. Well, that's the same clip, isn't it? He had a clip last night of him getting fired, and he was complaining on air. I don't see it, though. It's fine. It's not that important. Jimmy Kimmel's not that important. It just would have been funny to laugh at. It's okay, though. Fine. What are you guys saying in the chat? It's a clip from 2024 that he cut in. So it is fake. Or wait, are you sure it's from 2024 though? Because he wasn't at the White House yet. Trump wasn't at the White House yet, was he? Because he didn't get inaugurated till January 2025. They are buying up AI at the small little town banks right now. What? Oh, they're buying all the small town banks right now. Yeah, can't be 2024 clip. They weren't building the ballroom. Right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. The 2024. I've heard the 2024 claim. I think I made the. I heard the claim last night or yesterday too, but I don't know. Yeah. I think he just didn't hear the question. That does make more sense. Makes a lot more sense. My small town bank is family owned. I still dislike it. Usury is bad. Okay. All right. I want to move to this next story. Guys, we're already almost at an hour. What the hell? How is it that I could sit here and talk for this long? I understand that. It's hot as hell in my room though. You guys like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Support the channel. I'm sitting here under this heat lamp so that you guys can see my beautiful face. And holy fuck, it's hot. It's very hot. I'm actually gonna let me move one of my fans closer to me. All right. You need some better airflow, my friend. No, my room where I live, dude, this room just sucks. I don't even have an attic above me. Literally, my roof is like, it's just the ceiling. Like, it goes all the way to the top of my 2-story house. Because I live downstairs and the rest of my family lives upstairs. I'm the only one with a room downstairs, and my room it's sloped because it goes with the actual roofing of the house. So all day my room just gets cooked. It just gets cooked all day. And then I have a lizard in my room too, so I've got his heat lamp on. I move the fans. I'm getting some better airflow now. We'll work on it. Heat lamp. Are you using a grow light for the studio? No. It just feels like it sometimes. I don't know. It feels like it. Tyler needs an AC heater combo. Still need more Rumble rants, folks. Exactly, guys. Buy me an AC/heater. Also, what's up, Son of Wiggum? Usually that makes the room cooler. Yeah, I'm getting some better airflow. Usually that makes the room cooler. No, it doesn't. I live in California. I'm in the desert. The sun just hits my ceiling all day, cooks the whole room. It just cooks the room top to bottom, especially later in the day. Cause the way my house sits later in the day, my room right here, this window next to me, literally the sun just cooks it all the way from like 1 o'clock to the end of the day. It gets cooked. So that's why I try not to stream later in the day, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to start doing them in the morning, so that way I have a cooler time to do it, because it's a little cooler in the morning. I'll be breaking a sweat at my 1 o'clock episode, just saying. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I get that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's bring this up, because I didn't bring it up yesterday. It's another one of those stories I wanted to bring up yesterday, but it's fine. We got this from the Rolling Stone. Oh, wait, I forgot to click record. Guys, we have this story from the Rolling Stone. Excuse me. Start again. Rolling Stone. Joe Biden struggling to bring in cash after 2024 election catastrophe. Excuse me. Why am I burping? So yeah, what's funny about this is that Yahoo News, like, bypasses these paywalls. I don't pay for Rolling Stone, but we're going to read the Rolling Stone article even though I don't pay for it. Joe Biden struggling to bring in cash after 2024 election catastrophe. After his disastrous decision to run for re-election helped secure Donald Trump's victory, former President Joe Biden is fighting for his reputation and struggling to rake in cash. The subject of recent books detailing his decline, Biden is apparently having trouble bringing in speaking fees, difficulty fundraising for his presidential library. Perhaps this should come as no surprise. After Biden's catastrophic 2024 debate performance against Trump revealed the extent of his declining health and marked the end of his campaign, why would anyone pay the former president to speak, and who would want to fund a Biden presidential library as a monument to his legacy in office when his legacy now includes Trump's lawless and destructive second term? Oh, jeez. I love the Rolling Stone because they not only do they hate Biden, they hate Trump too. So they're just sitting here having a hate fest. Now that the election is over and the damage is mounting from Trump's presidency, oh no, end of the world, people are becoming more comfortable talking about what went wrong. One new book in particular outlines how Biden and his inner circle covered up the extent of his failing health, original sin, President Biden's decline, its cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again. Written by CNN's Jake Tapper and Axios' Alex Thompson, is based on 200 interviews with Biden insiders who say that they were much worse behind the scenes than his team let on. This week, Biden's personal office revealed he has stage 4 prostate cancer. The diagnosis is also putting more pressure on Biden to quickly build an inheritance for his grandchildren, as Wall Street Journal said in its report on Saturday. Look, guys, I don't like Joe Biden, but we cannot be like the left. We cannot revel in this guy's misfortune. If you are the praying type, I hope that you are including even your enemies in your prayers, because they need praying too. Clearly, they're not doing it for themselves. If Joe Biden is to succumb to his cancer, I will mourn the loss for this country. It's never good to lose anybody. I mean, sometimes it is, but I don't think Joe Biden was evil enough for me to rejoice in his misfortune like this. I just don't want him to be in office. I the whole time I was making jokes about Weekend at Bernie's, making jokes about how he's literally just a puppet on strings. People are using him as the figurehead for whatever they're doing behind the scenes. Ultimately, I don't blame Joe Biden for his presidency. I blame the people around him. I blame his wife. This guy clearly has a bunch of different medical issues, and they were just using him the whole time. I do not look forward to his passing. I hope he can beat cancer. Cancer isn't fun for anyone. I don't think he should be paid for speaking or anything. He can barely speak even while president. So I don't know what you do here. I think he should just go to a nursing home and have some modest living. Let's see, what are you guys saying in the chat? You mean when you boldface lie to the public, they stop trusting you? Crazy how that works, right? Oh, I agree fully. Joe is not the evil one, his wife is. Exactly. You mean you're not going to jump on the red team versus blue team hate wagon? What the fuck? Nah, dude, I hate the red versus blue stuff. My name on Discord for a while was Both Sides a Cult, because both sides act as a cult in certain aspects. I will say one side is worse than the others, but man, some of you guys on the right, I don't know, man. We sit here and talk about how we stand up for morals, stand up for free speech, and then people won't defend the free speech of people that they disagree with. You can catch my After Dark last night to figure out what I'm talking about there. People wanted to silence people last night, but it failed. It failed. You failed. You failed to silence people. Anyway, I believe Biden is evil and he will stand before the man. I won't celebrate his demise. Exactly. If you're a religious person, there's no reason to celebrate in his demise. God truly knows what's in his heart, and if it is true that he is evil, God will determine it as so. It's not up to us to celebrate or revel in his demise. I never read Rolling Stone, but got High Times magazine back in the day. Wonder what High Times is writing nowadays. My morals died with Charlie. Cancel all cultists. Practice hair trigger defense. Let's see. Well, with the hair trigger defense, everyone should practice self-defense. Shitty gov. I think that he and his family did very evil things back when his brain still worked, but that was 10 years ago or so. Right. Yeah, that's more of my point, Senator Wiggum. It's a long time ago. The man that is before us today, Joe Biden, is not the man from 10 years ago. He has deteriorated. Anyway. So Biden's speaking fees, $300,000 to $500,000. Whew, jeez. I mean, I guess that probably has to cover like security and stuff, but yeah, dang. That's reportedly below what former President Barack Obama charged, according to the paper, and that is if people hire him. He has given at least one paid speech, but few organizations have been willing to pay for Biden. Well, yeah, but he can't speak, and why would anyone give him anywhere near what Obama was given? Obama was actually liked by most of the country, regardless of how you feel about Obama. I know he did terrible things, but a lot of the country actually liked him for whatever reason. So, of course, he's going to have a higher payout. But no one liked Joe Biden, especially towards the end of his term. No one liked him. He had a terrible presidency. Many Democratic donors are hesitant to donate to Biden's presidential library. Fundraising for the library will be a heavy lift in light of all that has transpired. John Morgan, a lawyer and former major Biden donor. Morgan said that Biden, who once promised to be a bridge candidate, failed to create a bridge for the next generation of Democratic leaders. Donors who supported Joe Biden said that they don't plan to give to his library, and some allies worry the library won't open in Biden's lifetime. Wow, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But I also don't know what you would put in that library because there would just be a lot of bad stories in there. Tapper and Thompson's book has drawn attention for showing that Biden was not in shape to have a second term. What we found by writing this book is that everything that we saw going on in the front of the camera was much worse behind the scenes, and that's exactly what we figured. One glaring example highlighted in the book was when Biden did not recognize Democratic fundraiser and A-list actor George Clooney, even when an aide told him, "You know George." Tapper and Thompson reported that Biden's White House produced an atmosphere that stifled dissent, where insiders blocked the president from criticism. The point with Biden was such that I have never seen until maybe the current administration. Okay, sure, buddy. An administration where the president is so surrounded by people who will never tell him anything negative, ever, and in fact will block negative stuff from coming in. That's just not true. That's just not true. I mean, look at all this stuff with the immigration and visas. People have been clamping down on Trump with that stuff, and he's walked it back a little bit. He's not immune to criticism. You just don't like what he's doing. And another book journalist, Chris Whipple, writes that Ron Klain, Biden's former chief of staff, was struck by how out of touch with American politics he was on the campaign trail. Earlier this month, Biden denied claims that his mental status is declining. They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that. Well, it's really unfortunate that his mental stability has declined to the point where he doesn't even remember that he's in decline. That's kind of what I get away from this. But I just wanted to bring up this story because would you guys pay to see Joe Biden speak? Would you watch any of his speeches if he were to hold one in the coming months? Like, what value is he going to add to the country right now? Genuinely. Like, what value does he have to add to anything? He can barely get a word in edgewise anywhere, even when he's just talking with himself. So I don't know. Let's see, what are you guys saying in the chat? Hard to care what a dementia-riddled old man does. I was mad that the deep state and elites got away and are continuing to get away with their crimes. I agree. No, I would not pay to see him. I don't know who would. Who would pay to see him? Especially the $300,000 to $500,000? Oh, well, people won't be mad at each other too much longer. We are real close to them taking over. You're going to own nothing and you'll be happy. It's coming fast. Stop crying about the trannies. Yeah, YouTube. We're fighting against that. We're trying to stop it. We will prevent it. We just have to come together and we will prevent it. Hopefully. Dark times are a coming. And that's why you guys need to support this channel. You guys need to support this channel because dark times are coming, and I'm going to report on all of it. Guys, when the Civil War starts, I will be on the front lines with a camera. Hopefully my back won't hurt too much. But I'm going to be, what was that show? The Civil, it was what was it? Was it called Civil War? Where they just had those journalists going around and they were trying to report on the president's, the president, and they had the incursions. I'm going to be them, except I won't be, itching to go and film some dead bodies like they were. Call them troons here. I'm concerned that things might be too late. The public, the Karens, the soy boys are not willing to do what we need to save our country because it is too mean. Well, I've said it before, guys. It's just the fourth turning. That's all it is. It is time for the next step in the fourth turning. Where we are with that step, I don't know, and I don't know how bad it's gonna get. But this is cycles. This comes in cycles. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create strong men. And strong men create good times. Right now, we've been in a period of good times that have created weak men. And those weak men are creating bad times. I don't know at the point in which that stops. I don't know at the point which the decline no longer keeps declining and we start to see a turnaround. I don't know where that is. Only history will tell us, but it's getting to the point where we are approaching that. That is, I believe it is inevitable. I don't want it. I think most of us don't want it, but it's one of those things that humanity has to go through in order to better ourselves. So it's just a reality that we're going to have to come to terms with, and eventually something will pop off. I don't know, Yeah, but fourth turning tends to end empires. It could be the start of our empire, though. Think about that. It could be the start of our empire. Guys, did I pause? It says I'm reconnecting here on YouTube. It says recovering. Uh-oh. Am I getting the business? I think I'm fine. I don't know. Uh-oh. Guys, you're good on Rumble. Okay, as long as I'm good on Rumble. Rumble's been having issues. I don't know what it is. All right, let's see. Oh, what story do I want to bring up next? We were talking about Joe Biden. Let's talk about... I have some other stories. Let me go over here. What's this? All right, let's go down here. That's a funny story I'll bring up later. Let's pull up this one next. All right. We have this story from the Gateway Pundit. J.B. Pritzker claims he has never called Republicans Nazis. Gets proven wrong by video of his own words. Yeah, buddy. Shouldn't say that you haven't said things when you're on camera. You're on camera saying these things. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker recently claimed that he has never called Republicans Nazis, but that is a laughable suggestion. There's a video evidence of Pritzker repeatedly comparing the Trump administration to Nazi Germany, stoking fear about the idea of losing democracy, and trying to make people fear Republicans. This is the type of rhetoric that led to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and even if the Democrats won't admit that out loud, they know it. Breitbart News. Radical left-wing Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker was hit with an avalanche of fact checks after he made the false claim that he never called Republicans Nazis. The far-left governor was peppered with questions about his past comments during a press conference Monday, and in response, he vehemently refuted claims that he ever called Republicans Nazis. That is completely false. I have never called Republicans Nazis, Pritzker exclaimed Monday, after going on a tirade claiming that it is Donald Trump, not Democrats, who are actively fanning the flames of division. But the truth is, Pritzker has spent months calling Republicans and Donald Trump Nazis. Indeed, in February, he did just that in his office state of the address of these. Wait, sorry. In his official, I said office. And he did that in his official state of the state of address. That just sounds weird. When he compared Donald Trump and his administration to Hitler's Nazi regime. Pritzker said that the official said in that official address, quote, "The authoritarian playbook is laid bare here. They point to a group of people who don't look like you and tell you to blame them for your problems. If you think I'm overreacting and sounding the alarm too soon, consider this. It took the Nazis 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 days, 8 hours, and 40 minutes to dismantle a constitutional republic." Just look at this video. To point that out there, a lot of people have been trying to make the comparison between the immigration that we see in the mass deportations, if you want to call them mass deportations, and Nazi Germany and rounding up of the Jews. There are some comparisons to be made there. I know people get upset when that's heard. Technically, there are some comparisons to be made, just very few and far between. It's completely different purposes. We're talking about people that shouldn't be here in the first place. We're not talking about people that are supposed to be here practicing a religion we don't like. That's different. What we are targeting are people that should not be here, but they want them here. They think we should have open borders.
That is completely false. I have never called Republicans Nazis.
Everything that he has done has been tearing down constitutional democracy. And that's what happened in Nazi Germany.
It doesn't take very long to tear apart a constitutional republic. Indeed, the Nazis did it in 53 days. And our democracy is almost as fragile. And we're seeing it right now.
The dangers that we saw in Nazi Germany, especially in the earliest days of Nazi Germany, are the dangers that we need to react to now. If we don't, things will get much, much worse. And so we've got to raise alarm bells to everybody. It's a 5-alarm fire, everyone.
It's a 5-alarm fire, everyone. Oh, wait, here. What was that last tweet? Hang on, let's go back. Support Trump? Quote, "We could be like the good citizens who voted for a tameable Hitler to get things back on track." Literally calling Trump Hitler. This unhinged disgrace to the presidency just openly sympathized with Nazis on national television. So many, you have so many, it's not even just one. Like, I would have thought it was just one, right? Like, one comment. What are we at now? We're at, like, 5 examples. 6 examples. When neo-Nazis marched on Charlottesville chanting Jews will not replace us, Donald Trump called them very fine people and the very fine people hoax. Now he says it's all a lie. It's not a lie. Donald Trump is just a liar. No, you're the fucking liar, piece of shit. I mean, look, you lied here. You just said that you don't call him a Nazi, and then here's all these tweets of you referencing him as a Nazi. But what he'll say is like, no, I didn't call Republicans Nazis. I only said that they're exactly like Nazi Germany. I just called him Hitler. Yeah? I didn't call him a Nazi. Oh, wait, I didn't read that last one. What was that one? The way Donald Trump praises and romanticizes Hitler is unhinged. What? Disturbing and disqualifying. He is a dictator in waiting. We know exactly what he'll do if he gains power again. It cannot happen. In his first term, Trump said Hitler did some good things. In January, Elon proudly gave a Nazi salute. Yesterday, Rep. self-quoted Joseph Goebbels, chief Nazi propaganda minister, on the House floor. They know what they're doing. Yes, guys, it should not be a controversial statement to say that evil people can sometimes do good things. I'm sure Hitler liked puppies. Maybe he even liked kittens. It could be that he did good things at some point. Yes, that's very likely. Evil people are capable of good things. That does not make them any less evil. So it's perfectly fine to point out when an evil person does something right. It's perfectly fine to do that. It's also perfectly fine to point out when a good person does something bad. When a good person does something bad, that does not mean they're not good. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. There's no one that is perfect. Nobody's perfect. And not every evil person is 100% evil. Even though Hitler was absolutely evil. There's certainly examples you could point to. Like, you know, some of the things he did for his country were good. Not the concentration camp stuff, though, I'll tell you that. Nothing to do with that. But the reason he came to power was because Germany was at a point where they didn't have any nationalistic tendencies. And he brought back nationalism. He brought back national pride. And that is something that we should bring back here. We should have pride in our country. We should be proud to be Americans. Democrats know exactly what they've done here. This rhetoric has come back to haunt them, and no one has forgotten a thing. What are you guys saying in the chat here? Let's see. Missed a good bit. Been editing audio on my stuff. Well, what's up, Fishy? Glad you could pop in. Let's see what else you guys saying. That guy reminds me of airport supervisor in the TV show F is for Family. Oh man, I love F is for Family. It's a good one. Man, I should go back and watch that. Destiny was lying on Piers Morgan the other day, and Andrew Wilson called him a piece of shit and proceeded to embarrass him further. Oh, I know. Hilarious. I didn't say that they were. I said they were just like them. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yo, Fishy. They always drag out the Nazis, then says his grandma survived the Holocaust. Okay, well, whatever. Just because you have family members that survived the Holocaust doesn't mean you can invoke Hitler every chance you can. I heard Hitler was a big oven. Okay. I heard Hitler was a big oven aficionado and quite the baker. All right, shitty gov. Well, like I said earlier, if you were to cook 6 million pizzas, how long would it take? I'm joking. Lol, just a joke. I know. I'm joking as well. That's why I said that. The Jews were banking the Germans to death, and that's what started it all. Well, there was a lot of issues going on in the country, and one of the issues that they had were banks and stuff. Yes, but it's the way he went about it still wasn't right. I know he was trying to do right by his country, but the way he did it was not right. But JB Pritzker here claims he doesn't call Republicans Nazis. Well, he sure does invoke Nazi Germany and Hitler a lot for someone that does not liken his opponents to Nazis. Interesting there. Interesting claims there, JB Pritzker. Haha, I did not think you'd read that. Shitty Gov, I don't care. As long as it's not a call to violence, I don't care. I love making jokes. I love making jokes. Guys, if I wasn't on YouTube, I'd say the N-word. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I care about context, and I care about freedom of speech. And if I'm not using that word in a derogatory way towards someone, in a racist or hateful way, I should be able to say it. It's just a word. It's just a word. Anyway, let's see. And the N-word I'm talking about, of course, is Nazis. Evil Nazis. That's the N-word I'm talking about. So evil. Jokes, 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 jokes. Anyway, let's jump to another story. Jump in, jump and jump. Jump, jump, jump. Jump to another story. Well, I was going to bring up this story, but I'll bring up that one later. Okay, I finally got rid of the ones that I wanted to talk about there. Move that down there. What other stories do we have here? Move that one down there. Let's talk about this one. So Tyler Robinson, guys. Tyler Robinson made his first court appearance in a suicide prevention vest because they are concerned that he will try to take his own life. Charlie Kirk shooting suspect's condition for surrender had to be gentle, according to sheriff. Tyler Robinson, 22, was charged with Kirk's murder on Tuesday. Wow. He's 2 years younger than me? Wow. Okay. Tyler Robinson, the suspect who was charged in the shooting of Charlie Kirk, was apprehended in what needed to be gentle conditions when he turned himself into authorities, according to the Washington County Sheriff's Office. At 8:02 p.m. on September 11th, Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby said he received a call from a retired detective, with Brooksby saying he couldn't fathom what would come out of his mouth. He told Brooksby, "I know who Charlie Kirk's shooter is," the sheriff said during a press conference on Wednesday. Just before 10 p.m. that night, Robinson, his father, and a close friend who previously worked in law enforcement drove together from Washington, Utah, to the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Hurricane. Sergeant Lance Alfred, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office, told ABC News. During the drive, the family friend called the personal cell phone of the Washington County Sheriff's Office Patrol Division chief to report the suspect was about to turn himself in. Robinson, the 22-year-old who was charged with aggravated murder on Tuesday, allegedly knew it was inevitable that he would be caught. Fearful of being shot by law enforcement, Washington County Sheriff's officials said during a press conference on Wednesday. Robinson arrived at the sheriff's office. He was taken into a building marked authorized personnel only, with personnel from the sheriff's office notifying the Salt Lake City FBI office and other local enforcement officials of the suspect's arrival, Alfred told ABC News. Robinson was kept in the back offices of the sheriff's office and had turned over to the FBI and other law enforcement upon their arrival, which was just before 6 a.m. on Friday. He was described as quiet and somber. Officials said on Wednesday. Officials had also said that they attempted to make conditions gentle and inviting for Robinson before the FBI and law enforcement entered or arrived. Robinson was formally charged with aggravated murder on Tuesday, with prosecutors announcing the intent to seek the death penalty. He was also charged with felony discharge of firearm causing serious bodily harm, obstruction of justice, 2 counts of witness tampering, and commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. The suspect also made a short first court appearance on Tuesday. Let's see. Students returned to Utah University. Suspect allegedly confessed to killing Kirk, said there is too much evil. Prosecutors on Tuesday offered more insight into the killing of and Robinson's alleged discussions with family and his roommate in the wake of the shooting. After his father recognized Robinson in the photographs released by authorities, the suspect met with his parents and implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and wanted to end it, meaning he wanted to end his life. His parents then asked their son why he committed this crime, to which he said, "There's too much evil and the guy spreads too much hate." Exactly what Robinson was allegedly referring to by hate was not clear. Investigators noted that Robinson's mom told them that her son allegedly began having a relationship with his roommate, who is transitioning. It is a transgender woman, otherwise known as a male identifying as a female, and had begun leaning to the left more politically, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. But that document does not indicate the relevance of those stances, nor whether Kirk's remarks about those issues were a motivating factor. Gray said he would let a judge determine whether the statements allegedly made by Robinson constituted a confession. On Tuesday, he declined to comment on whether Robinson has been cooperating or spoken to investigators. Told the roommate he had enough of this hatred. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. He has been charged, and we're just getting more and more evidence They're now looking into possible accomplices, people that knew about this before it took place. They're investigating Discord chats, other phone numbers, and stuff like that. So there very well could be more arrest to come from this. So we'll definitely be updating it as things go along here, guys. And then here, let's close that out. What are you guys saying in the chat? Let's see. Oh, why is my phone is oh, oops. Anyway, I was getting a phone call just now. Wow, they have 48 billion between the Pritzkers. Wait, what? Whoa, Shitty Gov, I can't say that one. Has become one of my favorite N-words. Shitty Gov, I will message you after the show, one of my favorite. I'm not gonna say it here. Like a Black Riddler from Batman. Okay. JB has 3.5 billion himself. You talking about money? It's a joke, Wiggum. Don't stab me in the heart or neck. Whoa, whoa. I'll stop, LOL. You died. LOL. There you go. Sorry, I'm working. Just got a lot going right now. You're good, Wiggum. You're good. Another news. Still no terror charges for the terrorist who shot Charlie Kirk. Call your spineless, do-nothing Republican reps and ask why no terror charge. I'm wondering, Shitty Gov, if they didn't go with the terror charge because they're trying to get the death penalty. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm wondering if the terror charge would make it harder to get the death penalty. So maybe the angle they're going at is in order to achieve the death penalty. I'm hoping for that. Just to play devil's advocate. Kirk spread mostly facts. That's why they hate him so much. Yep. It's cool, Wiggum. I'm also grilling burgers for the old folks currently. Nice. There is a biblical thing. When you show someone they are wrong in a loving way and treat them well while you show them their error, it will heap burning coals on their head. Yep. I like how people are ishing their pants right now about Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled, not realizing that the companies were just trying to avoid defrauding the public lawsuit. Yeah, because he was lying. The Pritzkers are known crooks, I believe. That is why so many people hated Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it definitely could be. A lot of people hated Charlie Kirk because he spread the truth and he spread facts, and a lot of people cannot handle that. A lot of people cannot handle truth or facts. Anyway, we're going to move on. R Sergeant, exactly. They are trying to keep TV valid. R Sergeant's here? Oh, wait, that's the one I just... we actually already talked about that, R Sergeant. I'll post a segment later. But what's up? How's it going, man? How is it going? I like seeing all you guys in the chats. We got quite a few people in the chat today. I appreciate all you guys. We're gonna move on. We got some other stories I need to cover. Let's see. I already talked about that one. Oh wait. I have that story up as well. I already had that one up though. Let's talk about. Well, we were just kind of talking about Charlie Kirk again, so I can bring up that one. Okay, there's that story. All right. Oh, what was that? We hit the like goal? Yeah, we hit the like goal. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hells to the yeah. I actually have a CNN article that I'll pull up at one point. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of some of these stories. I pulled up some of these stories as like filler last night. I like to have extra stories just in case I talk too fast. That is not the case today. So I'm gonna get rid of some of these extra stories that we don't really need. Because they're like I said, they're just kind of like filler stories that I found a little interesting. Exactly, and they are trying to keep TV valid. Sari Brin took over YouTube because it was wiping out the TV viewership. Who's Sari Brin? I don't know who that is. Anyway. Excuse me. It says we hit the like goal. Oh, I was just, wow, just as I say something, it updated. Okay, whatever. I do need to update my desk, though. You guys want... Here, I'll do that right now since it is bugging me a little bit, too. Let's see. Where's my desk? Okay. Oh, wait. Well, now I can't even see. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. I'll have to do that later. It's too hard to do it right now. That's fine. Let's move on to this story. So we had oh, here, I should probably pull up the video so you guys know what I'm referencing first. Let me pull up this video. Alright, Twitter should have it, right? Alright, where is it at? Come on, someone had to have posted it. Come on. Come on, where's the video? That's a different one. Is it this one?
I would say our country should be more.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different comment. Ah, this is the one. Okay, let's move it over here. All right, so we're gonna be talking about Ilhan Omar next because we have some news about her. So this is her response. This is Ilhan Omar's response. We have this from Ryan Saavedra. Wow, Democrat Ilhan Omar mocks Charlie Kirk after he was killed. This is a United States representative for the House saying this.
What I do know for sure is that, you know, Charlie was someone who once said, you know, guns save lives after a school shooting. Charlie was someone who was willing to debate.
Just to address that real quick, yes, he has said that, and he's completely right. Guns do save lives, because you know how you would have stopped that man with a gun that day? You would have used another man with a gun. So the solution isn't removing all guns. The solution is having more people armed, because people will get guns. That's just a reality. It's a technology. People can make them. Ridiculous.
And downplay the death of George Floyd in the.
Yes, you should downplay the death of George Floyd because you guys blew it out of proportion when the man killed himself by overdosing on a speedball.
Hands of Minneapolis police.
I think he called him a scumbag.
Right, have no.
He was a scumbag that used a fake $20 bill and had a massive rap sheet. He also had just recently beaten a pregnant lady and an old woman, I think. George Floyd was a piece of shit, not just a scumbag, a piece of shit is who George Floyd was. Should he have died? No, but he also shouldn't have overdosed.
Regard, downplay slavery and what Black people have gone through in this country by saying Juneteenth should never exist.
No, it shouldn't. Juneteenth shouldn't exist. It really shouldn't. It doesn't. In fact, it doesn't exist. Juneteenth does not exist, and I do not recognize it. You can recognize it. I don't care.
And I think, you know, there are a lot of people who are out there talking about him just wanting to have a civil debate.
Complete rewriting of history.
Yeah,
it is a complete rewriting of history what you're doing here. I agree. You guys are rewriting history by claiming anything other than he wanted to have peaceful civil conversation. He would have invited either one of you to come and speak in front of him for hours, and he would have had the debate with you. But the problem with you people is that you don't want to have the debate. You want to actually be on the other side of the rifle and kill the people that have that debate. That's your side. So while you sit here and say that he didn't actually want to have civil debate and that it's a rewriting of history, you guys are just lying. You guys are lying, and you guys are the problem.
there is nothing more effed up, you know, like than to completely pretend that, you know, his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so. And
yeah, she brings up an excellent point. It's funny that they think they can make claims like this when all of Charlie Kirk's debates and stuff are recorded. We can go back and look at them. So she makes an excellent point there. We can go back and look at all her comments and prove that both these fuckers are lying and just trying to stoke more tension and division between the American people. Which brings me to my story that I wanted to pull up. Yeah, Ilhan Omar is not going to face any backlash, any repercussions for this. Why? Because four weak-willed Republicans Four weak-kneed Republicans side with Democrats to kill effort to censure radical Ilhan Omar. The swamp strikes again. On Wednesday, Representative Nancy Mace effort to censure radical Representative Ilhan Omar for her vile celebration of the political assassination of Charlie Kirk was derailed, not by Democrats alone, but by four spineless Republicans who chose to stand with the left. Representative Mace had announced earlier this week that she would move forward with a resolution to strip Omar of her committee assignments. During an interview with former MSNBC propagandist and Zeteo founder Mehdi Hassan, Omar mocked Kirk, saying he got precisely what he deserved for simply expressing politically incorrect views. She also accused others of lying for saying Kirk wanted civil discourse. I do know for sure that Charlie was someone who once said, well, we just played the clip. Representative Mace announced on X late Monday that she was filing a House resolution to strip Somalia-born socialist of every single one of her committee assignments. Ilhan Omar should be censured and stripped of every committee assignment seat. Mocking and assassination and glorifying political violence has no place in Congress. Will be leading floor debate tonight at 6:15. Well, that has failed. It has unfortunately failed, and this is the bare minimum of I think what all of us are asking for. I think everyone in my chat here would agree that this person who is Somali born and is a socialist should be stripped of her citizenship and deported. She should be stripped of her citizenship and deported. She has no place in this country making these statements like this. Here she is, a Somali born person, criticizing an American born Christian about how to have civil discourse while she sits there and lies through her teeth. No, she should have no place in our government, and she should have no place in this country. Go back to Somalia. Ilhan Omar should be censured and stripped of every committee seat. In the minimum, Nancy Mace, minimum she should face that. Mocking an assassination and glorifying political violence has no place in Congress. We'll be leading floor debate tonight at 6:15.
Omar says Nancy Mace is trying to censure me over comments I never said. Her resolution does not contain a single quote from me because she couldn't find any. Unlike her, I have routinely condemned political violence, no matter the political ideology. So Nancy Mace wants her removed from the House Budget and Education and Welfare Committees. And in response, the Congressional Progressive Caucus is trying to censure Congressman Corey Mills. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think we have to pretend anything about Ilhan Omar. She has demonstrated for many years that she is a hate-filled person and a bigot, and she says horrible, odious...
Yes, guys, you should use the word bigot against these Democrats, by the way, because they don't use it incorrectly. For those of you that don't know what a bigot is, it's funny, right? It's you guys are going to laugh. You guys are going to laugh. You ready? Are you ready? Bigot means someone who is intolerant of opposing views. Huh. Think about that. The people calling us bigot for years. And bigot means someone who's intolerant of opposing views. Kind of ironic. Kind of ironic.
Things on a regular basis. And whether every single one of those occasions means that she should be censured or thrown off of committees, I don't know. I guess that's up for elected officials to decide.
Yeah, and lawmakers have every right to remove her if they feel fit. All right, this is Nancy Mace and AOC. Watch this.
I am sick and tired of the threats that we're all receiving right now. They are horrific. They are vile. They are dangerous. And you can't keep calling us fascists and terrorists and expect us to just sit here and take it.
Absolutely, Nancy Mace. And I see your chat there, Son of Wiggum. Ilhan is a Muslim. She probably believes that Charlie is a subhuman because he was a Christian. Just another reason to get her out of our government. Another reason to get her out of our government. I'm sorry, guys, but hot take, I don't think Muslims have a place in our government. Hot take, I know. I believe that everyone in our country and everyone in our political government should have Christian values and morals. I'm not saying that you should be a Christian. I'm saying that you should have Christian values and morals. I do not identify as a Christian. I do not believe in the Bible. I do not follow the Bible. I don't read the Bible. I don't do any of that. But Christian morals and Christian beliefs are the dominant one. They're the most right. They are absolutely the most right. I'm not saying you need to be a Christian, but you absolutely need to have Christian values if you're going to be in this country. I'm tired of this whole melting pot crap, right? The whole point of the melting pot was to bring people out over here to us so that they can assimilate into our amazing culture. But if we're just letting people in and then they're like, no, I'm going to bring my culture with me. I don't want that. I don't want your culture. Take your culture home. If I wanted your culture, I would have gone to your country. You're coming to my country. Assimilate into my culture. Let's see. Rupert Murdoch is a Jew and he hates you too. Muslim-free government, Christians only. Tyler, you should. Let's see. Judaism or Islam are not compatible with the Constitution. Exactly. Muslims have no place in Western civilization. Shit, I hit a button and my comments popped up, Tyler. What did I do? How do I undo it? Damn fat thumbs. I hit a button and my comments popped up. I don't know. Leave a comment and see if it goes away. But yeah, no, guys, I am not a Christian, but absolutely I believe that you should have Christian morals and values. Christian morals and values is something that everyone should subscribe to. Christianity is the way forward. Even if you're not a Christian, you should at the very least have Christian morals and values. That's my belief. If you're not going to be Christian, at least have their morals and values. Come join us. I know every time I say that, everyone's like, we'll convert you. We will convert you, Tyler. I don't know if I'll get converted, guys. I don't believe the Bible for a lot of reasons. I think humans are far too fallible. The humans are not infallible. They're far too fallible to have transcribed the word of God correctly. So I do believe in God, and I believe that Christians got it the most right, but I don't think they got everything right. I believe in God, but I don't do it for the Bible. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. I want you to be there with me in heaven forever. I hope to be in heaven forever, and I do believe that stuff exists. It's just that like I said, I think Christians got it the most right. I just don't think that they got everything right. Just like all religions. All religions have some bits of facts in them, some bits of truth that are real. But I think Christians got it the most right. Jesus loves you, Tyler. I know he does. I love Jesus too. There's more historical accounts of Jesus than most kings. So Jesus was absolutely real. But anyway, we're gonna move on to the next story. Thank you guys. Loving you guys love you guys in the chat today. You guys have been awesome. Rolling those 20 dice. 20 dice. Boom, boom, 2020. Anyway. Let's see, what stories do we got here? I should probably do an ad break. We'll get the last ad out of the way. What do you guys think? Get this last ad out of the way. Let's see, what do we got for ads, huh? What do we got for ads? Let's see. What do we have today? Refresh that. Oh, we got a Rumble ad. All right. All right, Rumble ad, guys. Rumble allows me to say all these crazy hot takes. And, guys, if you haven't already, make sure that you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content you want. Once you've got it, search for my channel and hit the follow button. Follow me everywhere, Tyler Today News. That way, you'll get a notification every time I go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code. You can check the pinned message in the chat. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be a part of the action. Yeah, guys, if you don't already, be sure to get all this stuff for Rumble. You guys want to make sure you have the Rumble app. They're constantly updating it. They're constantly trying to make it better. I know they've had issues recently, but they're constantly trying to make it better. And the only way they're going to get better is by us straining their system, stressing their system out so they know how to improve it. They need to know where they need improvements, and it's not going to happen if they don't have all this traffic like they've been getting. That's why Rumble's been having issues lately, I would assume, as they're now having to deal with all this influx of new people. So, winning. We are winning. Let's see. What does it also say here? This isn't something I read. It's just a part of the ad. Remind them and go live. Okay. It's just a little note for my ad read, I guess. Interesting. All right, well, there we go. So I have read all of the ads for the show. I can only do 3 a show. We are done with the ads for the rest of the show. I still have a lot of stories to go through. I'm wondering if I should save some of these for tomorrow. People are leaving YouTube fast, as they should. As they should. Have I given you mod powers yet, ShittyGov? Did you pin that? Well, thank you for pinning it. If your religion justifies murder, I don't think you should have any place in America at all. Oh, yeah, that's a big fat 20 for our sergeant. Big fat 20 for our sergeant. 20 our sergeant. Big fat 20. All right, let's move to another story. Kind of within the same vein as what we were just talking about, guys. Kind of in the same vein as that last segment we did regarding Ilhan Omar, we have this from the Post-Millennial. Jasmine Crockett doubles down on smearing Republicans as fascist after Charlie Kirk killing. CNN host Casey Hunt did not press Crockett, allowing her to speak uninterrupted for roughly 2 minutes, which some critics described as permitting her to spew bile. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett defended Democrats, including herself, using vile rhetoric to describe their political opponents, which critics suggest may have resulted in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. On Tuesday, Crockett was asked by CNN host Casey Hunt if Democrats used terms like fascist or Hitler contributed to political violence against Republicans. Crockett justified the terms by arguing that Democrats are actively combating authoritarianism, referring to the President Donald Trump and his administration. And it is that exact rhetoric that justifies the attack on Charlie Kirk. Because, guys, if we were genuinely in a world where Nazis existed right now, who wouldn't go and take out a Nazi? Genuinely. If there were genuine Nazis, who wouldn't want to go and take them out? Everyone always says that they would be the person to stand up against the Nazis. So if there were truly Nazis in today's world, wouldn't you go do something about it? So when you sit here and say authoritarianist, they're Hitler, they're fascist, you say stuff like that, you're polarizing your opponent. It's no longer a political debate. Now you're just labeling them as the enemy. It's no longer a debate. Now you're just labeling them as the enemy. And yes, I would join them too. I would join them. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's... Hang on, YouTube. Wait a minute. I would join them in fighting against Nazis if there were genuine Nazis. You almost baited me there. I would join against the Nazis if there were genuinely Nazis. But that's the thing. There's no Nazis today, except for maybe Ukraine. Ukraine's got some Nazis over there, the Azov Battalion, but, you know, that's a separate story. But anyway, it's this exact rhetoric that justifies taking out your political opponents instead of just having a debate with them. It's this exact rhetoric. We aren't calling them fascist. We aren't calling them authoritarianist. We aren't calling them Hitler. We're not calling them Stalin. We're not calling them any of these things. We're not calling them Mao. Like, we don't do what they do, and then they'll sit here and say that we're ratcheting things up. It's ridiculous.
And I want to start by just asking you to respond to the conversation we've been having here on this set. It's the conversation the country has been having. You heard what the Attorney General said earlier today about potentially using the Department of Justice to try and go after certain groups. Do you think that the way that she is approaching this hate speech is appropriate?
No, absolutely not. I don't think that that's any surprise of anyone that I would disagree with this current Attorney General. You know, it is sad that it seems like there are people on the right specifically that are using Mr. Kirk's tragic death to go ahead and move forward with their tragic agenda. If you believe
tragic agenda, like the agenda you guys are trying to push, that he's somehow on the right and that we're the ones ratcheting things up and you have no part to play in this, right? Yeah, that kind of rhetoric.
That you swore an oath to the Constitution, then maybe you should read it. Maybe you should start reading some case law. Maybe you should understand.
Yeah, I think you guys should read the First Amendment and what that is and why Charlie Kirk should have been able to exercise it.
That the First Amendment is not about speech that you like. It is about protecting speech. And to be clear, we do have laws that are on the books because not every single thing that you say is necessarily protected. In most states, they have terroristic threat laws that are on the books because...
Yes, because calls of violence are not protected speech. Yes, we know this.
You can't just go out there and threaten somebody or do things that seemingly look like threats and you have the ability to carry them out and you can be prosecuted. If there's anything that this DOJ and this FBI director need to be doing, they need to be surveilling online to figure out who the potential real threats are. As we know, this young man who is alleged to have shot Mr. Kirk, he was a gamer. He was doing a lot online. In fact, he confessed online, and the FBI who was looking for him still couldn't find him. That tells you.
Jasmine, what do you think the government's supposed to do? Like, how are they supposed to find that if people aren't reporting it? Like, do you think the government can just look through everything instantly? Just within 24 hours, they search the whole internet? Like, what? How? I understand Jasmine Crockett's a freaking idiot, like a genuine retard. But seriously, how do you expect them to find this stuff? Do you know how much stuff is uploaded a day to the internet? Like, do you realize how much stuff is on the internet? Like, me alone, like I'm talking about today. It's episode 100 of Tyler Today Live. Someone would have to go and look through 200 hours minimum of things I've said to find a certain quote from me. Just me, over 200 hours. That's insane. How are they supposed to find comments from one random dude in an obscure Discord? Unless you want them to absolutely just have an authoritarian regime where an AI scans every fucking message or every voice chat you send. Like, what are you calling for here, Jasmine? What do you, how do you think this is supposed to work?
How adequate they are at their jobs right now. And
Yeah, exactly, R. Sergeant. I wonder how Jasmine felt about Kathy Griffin going out there with a cut-off Trump head. And I think she should have been charged for that, by the way. That's a call to violence.
I put this on the men and women that are currently serving. I put this at the leadership that has decided to divert at least 20% of the FBI resources to just pet projects of this president. In addition to that, we know that the shooter that was in Colorado, where children were shot on the same day as Mr. Kirk, yet no one wants to talk about it, was also posting some very concerning things online, to the extent that the FBI had been alarmed about his activity, and ultimately he carried it out. The Minnesota shooter was posting online for 30 days, and people saw what he was doing.
Yeah, and people need to report that stuff when they see it. That's the issue, is these people aren't reporting it. And no, you clicking the little button on the report tweet thing isn't going to do anything. Call the cops. Call the cops and report it. When you see people making threats online and saying that they're planning stuff, you call the police. You don't just go, oh, I hope someone takes care of that.
And then he did it. Maybe we should focus on policing the speech.
Yep, another radical lefty that shut up the school. Exactly, but she'll use that as an example for radicals in the context of right-leaning people. And she still hasn't claimed that the shooter was left-leaning.
It is more than just speech, but it is leading to actual deaths instead of just looking at what hurts the feelings of conservatives.
You mean what hurts the feelings of Democrats? Because you guys are at the point now where words are literal violence, and you feel as though it's appropriate to take out physical violence against those people who have hurt your fifis. Jasmine Crockett's an idiot. So Hunt posed the question, yeah, and then we just went through the transcript. She further accused Republicans of hypocrisy. It seems like violence is okay if it is only because of the man that is currently serving the White House asked for it. But then when it ends up happening and comes back on the other side, they claim that it's because of the Democrats and them using words like fascist. It is. It's exactly that. Donald Trump has not called for violence. He's never once called for violence. The only thing that they ever pull up is like Donald Trump saying fight, 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 and like the comments he made around January 6th, which in context, none of those can be misconstrued as a call to violence. It's just spewing bile as it's described here. Some critics described it as permitting her to spew bile. Additionally, Crockett defended her previous remarks calling Trump a wannabe Hitler. Yeah, that's totally not ratcheting up the rhetoric, which were made just days after Kirk's assassination, claiming there were not calls to violence but warnings against authoritarianism. What should we do to Hitler, Crockett? Jasmine Crockett, I have a question for you. What should we do to Hitler? What should we have done to Hitler? If he's a wannabe Hitler, you know, I'm just wondering what course of action she would like to see if that's the case. Because I have a feeling I know her answer. What are you guys saying in the chat? R Sergeant, what's up, R Sergeant? LMFAO, dumb bitch. The kid was another radical lefty that shot up the effing school. Yep. AI can do that. What's up, Allie? I wonder how Jasmine felt about the Kathy Griffin stuff. Yep, that's exactly what AI is going to do. AI will start scanning stuff on the internet. It's going to be scary. Jasmine spews hate and division. She is fake ghetto fab nepo baby. Yeah. I clicked on AI on GoDaddy. It already knew I'm no fan of Israel from changing my avatar on YouTube. It changed my business website to say I'm free shipping and to Israel and love MAGA. Wow. Well, you hear that, guys? Go check out Bye Bye YouTube's website. He will give you free shipping to and from Israel. So kind of you, YouTube. So kind of you. You hear that, guys? Charlie Kirk didn't die. He just got his feelings hurt. Yeah, he just got his feelings hurt, guys. He didn't die. The rhetoric is just getting people to have their fifis hurt. No one died. How is this not negligence resulting in homicide or incitement? I don't know, man. It's a crazy world we're living in where these people can just be so hypocritical. And at some point you have to realize that they're either evil or they're stupid, but the result is the same. They're either evil or they're stupid, but either way they're destroying the country and need to be stopped. That's where we're at. I'd lose half my profit free shipping to Israel. Oof! Hi, Allie. Hi. Hello. Arrest criminals for Pete's sake. Yeah, not Pam Bondi going after hate speech. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Yay! Yay, Pam Bondi. Go after hate speech. Yay! I'm gonna get arrested for saying fuck faggots, I guess. I don't know. Oh, whatever. Hate speech. Stupid. Can I even say that on YouTube? I don't care. Ban me, YouTube, or whatever you're gonna do. I probably will get banned from YouTube at some point. That's why you guys have to support me on Rumble, because Rumble's where it's at. Love Rumble. Rumble's amazing. Let's see, what other stories do I have? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a crazy story. Let's get to this one first, because this is one that happened a few days ago, and then I'll get to the one that happened yesterday. So there's an update to this one, from yesterday. Let's see. All right. Got this one from Fox News. Now, this is an interesting story here. So it says, FBI Pittsburgh field office was targeted by a driver in an act of terror, official says. Suspect is now in custody after allegedly ramming the gate of the FBI and Pittsburgh field office of the entrance at around 2:40 a.m. and fled on foot. And then there's actually a video. So here's the video. Damn. Yeah, he actually almost took out that fence. You can see it's all lifted and busted up now. Looks like they're talking to some people. I'm assuming they work at the FBI. Or maybe just some people walking by, but crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, man. The man drove into a metal gate at the FBI Pittsburgh field office earlier Wednesday, and what authorities describe as an intentional act of terror. Dude, that's a solid metal gate. You're not getting through it with your frickin', what is that, Chevy? Or no, it's a Toyota. You're not getting through that with your frickin' Toyota, dude. A man drove his car into the FBI's field office. The suspect, identified as Donald Henson of Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, allegedly rammed the entrance gate around 2:40 a.m. with a white Toyota sedan before getting out and then grabbing an American flag from inside the vehicle and throwing it over the gate. Special agent in charge, Christopher Giordano, said at a press briefing, Henson fled on foot after the crash and was considered dangerous. Giordano added he was apprehended hours later. It was not immediately clear if he was armed while on the loose. No FBI personnel were hurt. So here's the individual, Donald Henson. Kind of weird to smirk in your FBI mugshot, but whatever. We look at this as an act of terror against the FBI, Giordano said. This was a targeted attack on this building. Authorities said Henson, a former military member, may have been experiencing a mental health issue. Right now, he is wanted in connection with this crime against the FBI. It is a federal offense, and we will be seeking prosecution to the fullest extent. Giordano said that Henson visited the Pittsburgh office recently, and scouring our indexes, we did find that he visited the field office a couple of weeks ago to make a complaint that didn't make a whole lot of sense. We ran down everything that he came down with. It didn't have a federal nexus. We contacted him to let him know there wasn't a federal offense that we were able to charge. Images from the scene showed a white sedan sitting with its driver's door ajar in front of the bent gate and a security booth. The car's hazard lights were flashing. So Nakisha Brown, who works nearby, told WTAE she witnessed the incident and first heard the screeching of tires and then saw the aftermath of the collision and a man who got out of the vehicle. Quote, he got out and went around the passenger side and pulled out something out of the passenger side. I thought it was a gun, but it happened to be a flag, and he just set it on the fence and started yelling out some words and just took off. Weird, super weird. So this guy was trying to report something. The stuff he was trying to report ended up not being a crime. Seems like he got upset. And then, I don't know. I don't know what the goal here is. What was the goal here? Like, what if he got past the gate? What was the plan? I wonder. I wonder. Super weird. People don't make sense. People are weird. Super weird. I don't know what his intentions are. What do you guys think his intentions are? Or his intentions were? I can't with Pam Bondi. I know Pam Bondi's, yeah. Pam Bondi's on another level of retarded. $5. The dude thought it was going to fly off the hinges like they do in the movies, right? Even with that big metal gate, he probably thought it was like, oh, I can do it. Watch Family Feud on ABC last night. It would be great if ABC beats the rest of the late night lineup. I don't know. ABC's got their own problems too, but I'd love to see them fill the slots with some actual good shows. Pam Bondi seems like she's probably okay at her job, but somebody has to tell her what her actual position on the subject has to be before they can let her at it. Yeah, she doesn't seem like she has her own opinions, and then you have stuff like with her, her comments around hate speech. I don't know who told her the definition of hate speech, but they were wrong, and now she's repeating something that's wrong. She needs to get learned. She needs to get learned on what actually is hate speech, because hate speech is included in free speech. What she's actually referencing is violent speech and calls to violence. That's what she's actually trying to target. But anyway, I wanted to bring up this story because this is something that oh, hello. Oh, here. Let's pause. Let me stop recording and then start recording again. This was actually brought up on Jeff D's podcast last night. I was on with him. I had not heard this story, but he brought it up to me and he gave me some insight on it. So it looks like FBI's Trump probe Arctic Frost also investigated Charlie Kirk's TP USA, Grassley reveals. Senate Judiciary Chairman releases new documents showing scope of 2022 election-related probe. I'm not going to play the video from Chuck Grassley. I can't stand his voice. He takes far too long to get his words out. I apologize. So we're just going to read the transcripts. So what happened here? What is Arctic Frost? Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, R of Iowa, revealed Tuesday that the FBI's election-related investigation into President Donald Trump, launched in 2022, swept in dozens of Republican entities, including the late Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. Speaking during a hearing focused on oversight in the FBI, Grassley said the investigation, which the Bureau called Arctic Frost, was partisan in nature and that the expansive scope was evidence of that. In other words, Arctic Frost wasn't just a case to politically investigate Trump. Grassley said it was a vehicle by which partisan FBI agents and Department of Justice prosecutors would achieve their partisan ends and improperly investigate the entire Republican political apparatus. Since January, Grassley and Senator Ron Johnson, R of Wisconsin, has been publishing records related to Arctic Frost. The investigation launched during the FBI Director Chris Wray's tenure that served as the basis for the former special counsel Jack Smith to bring criminal charges against the Trump related to the 2020 election. Grassley unveiled a new set of documents during his opening statement on Tuesday that showed numerous Republican-affiliated organizations and people were targeted in the subpoenas during the Arctic Frost. Some targets on the list were well-known, such as Sidney Powell, who made controversial allegations about the 2020 election, the former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, but the basis for targeting other groups like Kirk's Group and Republican Attorney Generals Association, RAGA, was less clear. Quote, for years, the deep state, the unelected Biden bureaucrats, including the FBI, used lawfare to target Republican AGs and many of their close friends because we were allies of Donald Trump. RAGA Executive Director Adam Piper said in a statement to Fox News Digital. The Biden administration bastardized the rule of law, gave licenses to lawless liberals, and did everything possible to kneecap any and all opposition. Republican AGs will work to hold these bad actors accountable and help President Trump restore objectivity in our federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies. Kirk was assassinated last week. So what Arctic Frost is here, though, and they're still looking into exactly why they were on this list, but there was over 90 different Republican organizations and people on this list that the government was looking into, investigating, and spying on. For what? I don't know. Political opposition? It's insane. Our government is insane. It feels like we find something new every day to hate the government for. But I just wanted to bring up this story. We will get more information about this as it comes out. They are currently looking into this still to figure out exactly why this was even brought about. It's not entirely clear as of now. Let me read your guys' chat. I felt like I read that really fast. Did I read that fast, guys? Let's see. That's depends on the context. Arrest criminals for Pete's sake. That's passive aggressive. $5. Dude was like, I thought it was going to fly off the hinges like they do in the movies. I raise you $10, R Sergeant. I bet you're right. I posted some funny 9/11-ish in the comments. It's hilarious. What, in my comments? I watched Family Feud on ABC last night. Pam Bondi seems like she's probably okay at her job, but somebody has to tell her. Yep, I read that one. Agreed, R. Sergeant. What's up, Dexter Spunky? The Obama IRS all over again. Yep, sounds about right. Arctic Frost. The FBI. What is it? FBI. What do you call it? What is the word I'm looking for? Not objective, not mission. I'm right there. Oh, this operation. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Operation. This operation by the FBI, Arctic Frost. We need more information on this. This just seems like a targeting of your political opponents, which we have been seeing a lot of from the people on the left, haven't we? Anyway, guys. Let's see. Let's move on to this this other story. This one's crazy. So this happened yesterday, guys. This is a crazy story. This happened yesterday. We have this from the Associated Press. 3 police officers have been killed and an additional 2 injured in rural Pennsylvania shooting. 5 officers were shot yesterday, guys, in one area. North Codorus, Pennsylvania. 3 officers were fatally shot and 2 wounded Wednesday in southern Pennsylvania, and the shooter was killed by police. The officers were at the scene amid rolling farmland to follow up on a domestic-related investigation that began the previous day. This is absolutely tragic and devastating day, Governor Josh Shapiro said at a news conference. We grieve the loss of life of 3 precious souls who served this county, who served this Commonwealth, and who served this country. This kind of violence is not okay. We need to do better as a society. It was one of the deadliest days for Pennsylvania police this century. In 2009, 3 Pittsburgh officers responding to a domestic disturbance were ambushed and shot to death by a man in a bulletproof vest. Condolences began pouring in from police departments across the region on social media, and people began leaving flowers at the headquarters of the Northern York Regional Police Department. The grief will be unbearable, but we will have to bear it. We will bear it, sorry. Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Christopher Paris, who pledged a full, fair investigation. Dozens of police and emergency vehicles with their lights flashing formed a procession to the coroner's office. People lined the road holding American flags and saluted as they passed. The shooting erupted in the area of North Codorus Township, about 115 miles west of Philadelphia, not far from Maryland line, authorities said. Dirk Anderson, a farmer who lives across a 2-lane county road from the scene, said he was in his shop when we heard shots, which he described as quite a few. He saw a helicopter arrive and a large police vehicle response. The 2 injured officers were in critical but stable condition at York Hospital. Authorities did not identify the shooter, the officers, or which police department they belonged to, or describe the circumstances of how they were shot, citing the ongoing investigation. Shapiro said that he and other officials met with the slain officers' families who, while grieving, took the time to say how proud they were of their loved ones. Attorney General Pam Bondi called the violence against police a scourge on our society. She said that federal agents were on the scene to support local officers. The emergency response unfolded in a rural road in south central Pennsylvania. Officers were keeping people well back from the scene, with some 30 police vehicles blocking off roads bordered by a barn, a goat farm, and soybean and cornfields. Another officer in the area was killed in February when a man armed with a pistol and zip ties entered a hospital's intensive care unit and took staff members hostage before a shootout that left both the suspect and an officer dead. I didn't hear about that. That's crazy. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people. Sorry, we need to help people. Let me just start over. Quote from Josh Shapiro. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer to resolving disputes. We need to do better when it comes to mental health. Thank you. Thank you, Josh Shapiro. That's actually a perfect comment. We need to do better when it comes to looking out for those who are in need so we don't have to deal with tragedies like this. Associated Press reporters Patrick Whittle in Portland, Maine, Kimberly Crusa in Providence. So these are the people reporting on it. So I'll give you guys an update once we have more information on the story. But yeah, very, very tragic. It's really sad when we lose officers in the line of duty. They sign up for this job to hopefully protect their community, and sometimes they die doing it. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when it happens. That is not a good picture of this person. What, is she trying to get something out of her teeth? Sorry, I got distracted by that. What are you guys saying in the comments? They told us they were ending the IRS after tariffs. I want the IRS abolished like I was told it'd be. Right. Sick. That is a dream we all share. Yep, I agree. I bet the only reason they charged or changed all the tariffs, I bet we weren't even paying the interest at the Fed. Probably not. This could be my friend. He knows he can call me anytime, day or night, and I'll back him up, no questions asked. He's a deputy in my county and my best friend. Well, that's awesome. They'll come after body armor harder now. Ain't no one taking my kit. No, I don't think they should. They might, but I don't think they should. I think they are just going to keep people chasing issue after issue. Then pretty soon you'll go to the bank and cash will be gone. After that, the Americans will really see how much they have already been bought out. Yeah, I keep telling people that do not give your business to people that refuse cash. We cannot allow them to remove cash. Do not give your business to people that refuse cash. And if you can, you should always have cash on you so you can pay in cash. Anyway. Man, guys, we've already gone for 2 hours. Wow. Wow. Let's get to some of these other stories. I'll save this one. I mean, it's kind of related. It's not that big a deal though. Just so you guys are informed, Venezuela starts days of military and electronic warfare drills after U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats. It's just a story talking about how the cartels actually run Venezuela and how the government backs them. And now that we're attacking the cartels, they see it as an attack on them. Which it is an attack on them because they're aiding and abetting them. So, is what it is. I don't need to sit on that for too long. But I actually did have this interesting article from CNN. I know. Surprise, surprise. CNN actually having an interesting article. Whoa, I didn't know they still did news. Anyway. Jokes on them, Boosh. I know how to make body armor. Lol. Black market armor for sale. Okay. I don't know if you should advertise that. Bach, my bad. Yeah, not Boosh. Lol. Alright, but yeah, so CNN has this article. U.S. drone dilemma, why the most advanced military in the world is playing catch-up on the modern battlefield. So how long is this article? Try to read through this a little quick. Okay, so this is a very, very long article. But it basically just breaks down how the United States is now playing catch-up. They look at they've been looking at the way that drones are being used in the Ukrainian war. Literally 100 times more expensive. The push for smaller, cheaper systems is an overhaul in the traditional way of thinking for defense industry. Companies can no longer afford to take years to develop or update something that could already be outdated by the time it's put in the hands of a soldier on the front lines. Yeah, that's one of the issues right now. The government isn't acting quick enough with these things, and we need to be focusing on cheaper, mass-produced things that are also effective instead of big, shiny, expensive things that are also effective but can easily be taken out. Because that's the thing, right? With all these little drones that Ukraine and Russia are using, the reason they're so effective is because they're small, effective, and cheap. Those are the three things you want in a war. Small, effective, and cheap. Because if they're small, you can transport a fuck ton of them. If they're effective can mean a multitude of things. They use them to take out everything from tanks to ground troops at this point. They fly them over trenches, and then cheap, because then you can mass produce them. That's exactly what you want. And that's exactly what our government needs to be focusing on. OMG, Russell Brand sat down with Nick Fuentes. Hell yeah. Did you send your armor to Demo Ranch? Oh, that would have been cool. In other news, Erica Kirk is the new CEO of TP USA. Wow, that's really cool. I look forward to seeing what we'll get from Erica. Good. Fuentes will cook Brand. I'll watch that. Yeah, are they live right now? The government needs to make stuff from off-the-shelf FPV stuff. What do you mean there, Wiggum? First-person view stuff? Like, are you talking about the drones where you can like use the VR and you can watch it while you're flying? That stuff's scary. I'm not gonna lie, I am curious. Drones. Okay, that's what I thought. No, they need to focus on drone. Drone technology seems to be the way of the future for the modern battlefield. Small drones, they can be used for so many different things. Surveillance, taking out people in trenches, taking out vehicles. So many different applications for these things, and our government needs to be focusing on these because they are incredibly cheap to manufacture. Oh shit, I got this guy. As I need a microwave, 4 shotguns with 3 shells, BBs, old-fashioned boat, trailer, and get that, and we can make scary drones go away. Well then, okay. You can make super cheap, off-the-shelf FPV drones if you know how. And the government is looking into that. I saw an article recently. I may have brought it up, but the government is trying to design a mobile 3D printer that can print out the primary components for drones out on the battlefield. So you can literally be in the battlefield printing your next drone instead of waiting for a shipment. So we are already heading in that direction. I'll have this article in my Discord if you guys want to go and read the whole thing. But we've been going for a while, so I'm trying to wrap things up here. Let me share this to the Discord. All right, and then there should be a link in the Discord, link for the Discord somewhere in the chat. And then I also wanted to bring up Donald Trump is in the UK right now. He is in the UK. Let's refresh this. So Trump meets with royals in UK amid tech deal talks, live updates. So the full story, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are spending Wednesday in the United Kingdom as part of an official state visit. They first arrived on Tuesday, making Trump the first second-term U.S. leader to be invited to a second official state visit to the UK. The trip has already featured the trademark pomp and circumstance offered by the royal family. And then, you know, we've got a bunch of pictures and stuff like that, the grandest of welcomes. There were some people on the left trying to say that Trump was being rude to the king by walking in front of him. I looked into it. The instance that they're talking about is actually that's actually the proper etiquette. You're supposed to walk in front of the king because you're the guest. So people saying that, you're just retarded. Sorry to tell you that. I don't know what that music is. Look at this. Look at this. The royal carriage. Amazing. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the pictures and stuff. I haven't seen any of the speeches or anything yet, but what's called Tuesday, September, arrest during Trump visit. So it looks like, however, the visit to Windsor Castle took an unexpected turn Tuesday night. Police arrested 4 people after they allegedly projected images of Trump and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein onto Windsor Castle. The projection included photos of Trump and Epstein together and a lewd birthday message Trump allegedly sent Epstein in 2003. So yeah, they were just trying to troll him. But you know, it doesn't really work. And the king obviously wants Trump there. He was invited there. So you guys can suck it up. I want one to put up at night, see what's going on in the hood. Oh, what? My son is learning about drones. He is. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're still talking about drones. Ain't King Charles a confirmed Epstein? No, you're thinking of Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew is for sure on that list. For sure, Prince Andrew's on that list. I don't know about King Charles. Who gives him an F about the king? We stopped giving an F about the king and 1776. Disrespect that fucker all you want. We won. That's true, our sergeant. It's just, you know, if people are going to claim that Donald Trump disrespected the king, they should at least be factual about it. That's more my Trump. So is Trump. Well, I see there's a delay in the chat, so I'm not sure what that's referencing. No, if Trump's he absolutely should disrespect King Charles, but if the left doesn't need to lie about it, you know what I mean? That's my point. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I want to wrap things up. My back is killing me. I need to go stretch and eat some food. So we're gonna start wrapping up. Let's see. What do I want to? Oh, here. We'll end it on this one, guys. If you guys want to send in anything, final thoughts or anything, I obviously I've been reading the chat a lot today. But if there's anything you guys want me to read aloud that I missed or anything, send in like $1 or something, and I'll read it. But before we end the show, but let's move to this last story from Not the Bee. So this is the last one I'll talk about today, because we've already gone for over 2 hours. Let's see. All right, we have this from one of the best news sites, the Not the Bee website, of course. Looks like air traffic control blasts Spirit Airlines pilot for getting too close to Air Force One. Get off the iPad. It just had to be Spirit, didn't it? Listen to this. Air Force One and Spirit Airlines FLT NK 1300 got too close over Long Island, New York, for air traffic control, and gets yelled at, including getting told, get off the iPad.
New York Air Force 1300, climbing 320. Force 1, New York Center, roger.
Air Force 1, contact Boston Center, 124.52.
124.52, Air Force 1, good day.
Spirit 1300, descend to flight level 330.
Descent 330, clear wing 1300.
Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right, vectors traffic and descent. Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right now. Spirit Wings 1300, turn 20 degrees right immediately.
20 degrees right, Spirit Wings 1300.
Pay attention, Delta 2951, Boston Center, 134.0. Spirit 1300, traffic's off your left wing by 8 miles, 747. I'm sure you can see who it is. It's flight level 320, maintain 330. I'll keep an eye out for him. He's white and blue. Spirit 1300, Boston Center, 134.0. I got to talk to you twice every time. Spirit 1300, Boston, 134.0.
He's getting frustrated.
Pay attention. Get off the iPad.
Pay attention. Get off the iPad. Well, you got to tell him multiple freaking times. So was that not the most Spirit Airlines thing to ever happen on Spirit Airlines? Here's the Fox News story on it. Breaking a Spirit Airlines flight gets too close to Air Force One on Tuesday. The pilots were playing with an iPad. Spirit 1300 turned 20 degrees right immediately. Pay attention. Get off the iPad. In all fairness to the Spirit pilot, given that this was a Spirit flight, there's a non-zero chance that he was distracted by a brawl happening in the back of the plane. It's about the only excuse that makes sense. That or the iPad. So I just wanted to end on that, guys, because this is funny. Dude, you're flying an airplane. If air traffic control is telling you to turn or move or something, you fucking move. Move. Especially if you're getting close to Air Force One. That air traffic controller, he's seen all the news recently this year about all these flights getting messed up. He does not want to be the air traffic controller that has to be the one responsible for Air Force One colliding midair. He's not going to. You could hear the frustration in his voice. He's like, dude, get off the iPad. I have to tell you twice every time. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Where's my money, bitch? There's my money. There's my money. What's up, Shitty Gov? Wrap that willy or life will get silly. Here's $1 for your AC heater combo. 100th episode of TTN was awesome. F the government. Christ is king. No quarter and no grace for cultist. Yeah, hell yeah, guys. I just got to thank you guys. I want to take a moment. Here, let's move over. Let's move over to here. Guys, I just want to take a moment. Episode 100. This is the conclusion of episode 100. I just want to thank you guys. This has been so incredibly fun. Amazing. I've met so many amazing and interesting people through my journey on this platform and on YouTube. So many great people, a lot of great conversations. I've learned so much this year. I've learned so many new things. And I just have to thank every single one of you that come and watch me every day, because you're the reason I do this. I like having conversations with people. I love having civil debate. I loved what Charlie Kirk did, and he is one of the main inspirations in my life for having civil debate and civil conversation. I always say constantly that my favorite conversations are with people that disagree with me and can have that civil debate and civil conversation. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to another 100 episodes. I look forward to another 1,000 episodes. And I look forward to having you guys here with me along that journey. It's been great. I look forward to so much more. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 100. Episode 100, guys. It blows my mind. That means, you know what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Episode 101. Episode 101 tomorrow, guys. I love each and every one of you. Shout out to Son of Wiggum. Shout out to Bach23. Shout out to Shitty Gov. Sick of Shitty Gov. Shout out to R Sergeant 31. Shout out to Allie. Shout out to Fishy. Shout out to Killing It. Shout out to everybody. And of course, I want to thank all of my friends that have helped me along the way. You have Chris from the Quiet Part podcast. I know we've had our disagreements, but he's still an amazing guy. He has helped me quite a bit. Great to have him in this community. I, of course, have to shout out my very, very good friend, maybe even best friend. Some say the best, Joey Cannoli, absolute legend. He makes me want to be better. I make him want to be better. We work well together. I absolutely love Joey. Joey Cannoli is amazing. We have so many people in this community that I absolutely enjoy. Thank you to Melted Mind Media for coming on the show. Thank you to Mad Stork. Thank you to Joey. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to T-Bone. Thank you to anyone that's ever been on my show. Thank you to TJ Rain, man. I got to thank everybody. It's been an amazing ride, and I look forward to so much more with all of you. Thank you guys. Let's fucking go. 200 is the next goal, guys. I'll see you in another 100 episodes. Let's fucking go. I'm gonna end it off with the After Dark debates. I just want to say thank you guys one last time. You guys are fucking awesome. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Your words cut sharp, but my wits are sharp.